Welcome back to the John and Linetia Show.
This just into our news center. The bodies of several Laz parking employees who failed to report to work on Monday have been found in separate garbage dumpsters around the city. Police say that the 8 employees each separately committed suicide by stabbing themselves repeatedly, shooting themselves in the head, and then cutting themselves up into tiny bits. The coroner's office says they will issue a report once they stop vomiting.
Wow. That was a very disturbing story.
Not surprising, though.
No, not surprising. Just disturbing. Okay, look, can you let me know if there's an update on that?
I'm sure that the cops, none of whom I'm sure have ever gotten tickets for parking.
Okay.
I'm sure that they will be working on this case.
Okay.
We will update you.
Thank you so much.
As
Thank
details
you.
arise.
Speaking of working on cases, did you see what's going on at the Vatican?
Probably lots of pedophilia involving boys.
No, not that story.
Well, in addition to that.
That's an ongoing story.
That's an ongoing thing.
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about...
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Right. No, I'm speaking about the Pope and his butler.
The Pope and His Butler.
His butler.
It's a sitcom, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that was on CBS like 3 years ago, The Pope and His Butler, right?
I missed that one.
Yeah? Okay.
I didn't see that one, but, is
Pretty
it on
sure
YouTube?
Jim Brewer, I think, was in it. And
I didn't see that,
Oh, yeah.
but thanks, though. I'm
Cat
pretty sure
Williams.
you'll show it to me. Cat Williams was in that show?
The Pope and His Butler. He's like, yo, Pope, I ain't butling anymore.
He's like, every day I'm hustling for you. Nah, we can't.
No, this is another
No,
Pope
this
and
is
Butler
another
story?
Pope and Butler story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, the butler, this is the guy who works with the Pope all the time.
Sure, he's doing a lot of butling.
We're talking about holding his umbrella for him.
Wiping his butt. Yeah.
Fixing him breakfast.
Yeah,
that kind
cleaning
of
the
thing.
Pope hat. Yeah.
Correct. But seems like he's been caught with some very, very important paperwork in his home.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh. It's like all the records of the little boys that he's bringing the Pope, maybe?
No, that's not the important paperwork.
Okay.
No, not that. No. I don't have paperwork on that anyway. They don't want to get caught.
That's
for that
true.
Part.
That's true.
But
the table.
These are just jokes, ladies and gentlemen, just jokes.
Allegedly.
No. But no. His butler was found with some financial documents. And they don't want to talk about these kind of things. They're very secretive about this. And so the Pope's butler has been arrested. Yes, he's been seeing a lot of pictures. I don't think people just realize that he was the butler. Yeah. Brings new meaning to the word, to the phrase, the old phrase of the butler did it.
Waka, waka, waka.
But he has decided he's going to go ahead and cooperate, with authorities.
Well, I hope so. The Pope's got a direct line to God. I mean, he could be like, if you don't cooperate, you're going to go to hell.
Yeah. Besides that part,
Yeah.
I'm reading some things about maybe the butler's being framed.
Uh-oh.
Now, that's funny because for some reason, in all of the games that we play, the butler is always being framed. So
Yeah. This is probably Colonel Mustard in the conservatory. With the candlestick.
Nice. But wow. The butler is I don't know whether he's trying to break him off a piece. Is he not getting paid enough? He kind of works for the Pope. I would think that you're getting paid a lot of money to do that. So I don't understand why these financial records are being held in his home, and maybe he's trying to sell them for financial gain.
Maybe he's looking to do a little blackmailing.
Is the Pope not doing everything he's supposed to be doing? Or is it a case of they are not really making or not really doing well, at the church?
Maybe they need to go public, maybe with an IPO.
That stock would probably go through the
Probably.
roof. Probably go through the roof.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, does he have a new butler yet? I don't know. We'll see.
Someone's going to have to buttle for him.
Ba-dum-bum.
Speaking of hell, okay, how about them Cubbies?
Yeah. Have they won anything yet?
A couple games here and there.
Oh, okay.
But so we've got this. The new owners are the children of a gentleman named Joe Ricketts.
Yes.
Who kind of created an online trading company, TD Ameritrade, and he gave his kids money and said, "Here, kids, do what you want with this." And they decided to buy the Cubs.
Oh, must be nice.
And that's how his voice sounds too. "Hey, kids, do what you want with this." He's got a squeaky high voice.
That doesn't sound good.
So the thing is, this is a typical thing. You get the business, as I say, rich businessmen are generally always Republican, right?
No,
or they're always conservative, and all these rich businessmen, they champion the free market, and they hate socialism.
Ooh.
They don't want the government on their backs. The government shouldn't be involved in things, right?
They just want to do whatever they want to do.
So, this guy Joe Ricketts, apparently had his name attached to an advertising plan, an anti-Barack Obama advertising plan that was going to bring up the old story of his old pastor Jeremiah Wright and how extreme he is and all this stuff. Now, Ricketts actually has a history of spending a buttload of money right at the end of campaigns. So anything Ricketts would do with the presidential campaign would probably come within a month of the actual election.
Okay.
Now, supposedly, after this plan was revealed, he came out and said that that was just something that was suggested to him. It wasn't like he had suggested it or whatever. It was like, whatever, the people who run his super PAC had a bunch of plans, and that was one of them. Now, I guess that means that we won't see this plan come to fruition because he had to do a lot of backpedaling. Meantime, of course, our mayor of our city, Rahm Emanuel, is good buddies with Barack Obama and wasn't too happy about this.
It's about time.
And here's the thing, is that the Cubs are trying to get the city and even the state to pitch in with helping them basically get some public money for Wrigley Field renovations and all this stuff.
Yes.
And Rahm basically is saying, you know what, it'll probably eventually happen, but right now I'm kind of pissed at these guys.
It's about time.
It's
nice to see him step up.
Well, yeah. It's a good thing to know that Rahm has principles when it comes to his friends, at least, right?
Ooh. Ouch.
But, my point on this whole thing is you've got these people who are billionaires, okay? Or I should say the kids of a billionaire. So they got the guy who made the money, and he gives it to all of his kids. Here you go. Here's a nice big sandbox to play in. And you got this guy who's this staunch Republican conservative and wants to elect Romney, who is, basically saying how, the Republicans are saying how much of a liberal Barack Obama is and how much of a socialist he is. Meanwhile, isn't socialism a company getting a handout from the government? So in a very socialist way, the Chicago Cubs owners are trying to get money from our government. Meanwhile, their daddy, who actually made all of their money, is turning around and bad-mouthing the guy, the president, who's good friends with our mayor.
Who's from here. Who supports all Chicago teams.
Sure. He's more of a White Sox fan than a Cubs fan.
Yeah, that's true, but still,
probably even more so now.
I mean, how do you expect to manage a team with these type of principles? Your team is from here, where the president is from. Yeah. Why would you even think about or even get involved with or even tinker with the idea.
I'm a Cubs fan, but quite honestly, I think that the city should basically tell the Cubs to piss off. You know what? If you want to be that way, you don't want to be a good neighbor. If your dad's a freaking asshole, then screw you. We're not going to give you any money. Ask Daddy for more TD Ameritrade money. I'm sure he's going to spend at least $10 million in his super PAC against in his president. Wait a minute, how much you're asking the city for $150 million? When Daddy, well, how about we'll give you 140 and you take that $10 million that you're gonna use bad mouthing the president so you can get your Mittens Romney elected. It's just BS.
It's always BS. And another thing, here we go. Rich people not thinking about the middle class.
No, they don't care
again.
About the middle class. No.
Good luck to the Cubs because it's going to be a long year for you guys. A very long year.
All right, we'll be right back after these words from several guys named Richard who asked that we all stop calling them Dick.
You're listening to the John and Linetia Show.